Hi guys, my name is Katie and I did the iodine clock reaction lab. So to begin, we're going to have to go over the materials. Obviously we need iodine, vitamin C, cornstarch, hydrogen peroxide, water, and then at least 2 glass containers. And what is a reaction? A reaction is a rate of reaction is the speed of the reaction between the types of molecules being combined. So we have solution one, where what I did was for the first set of steps was for solution one is crush vitamin C tablets, add 60 milliliters of water and stir. Filter for less cloudy water. I did not have any filters, so it kind of left a little cloudier than usual, but that's okay. I added the iodine, and then I stirred the water again, and then I topped off the water to 500 milliliters in the container. And then for solution two, I measured out the cornstarch for the container. I mixed it with 350 milliliters of water and I stirred. For it to be less cloudy, I did heat it up in the microwave to boiling and it definitely did change. And then after that, I added the hydrogen peroxide. So this would be what we used for solution one. We have the vitamin C and the iodine. Obviously there was no reaction, it was kind of just cloudy. Then we have solution two, where we have the cornstarch and the hydrogen peroxide. Again, there was no solution there. It was a little less cloudy. It was kind of more clear. And so the steps for actually performing the reaction process. So as you see, I have example A and B on either side. So what I did is I poured an even amount from solution 1 and 2 into the container. I did about 250 milliliters on each of them. I measured it out with my measuring cup. Mix the solution back and forth, so you could have stirred it, you could do a lot of different options. What I did is I took one container, put the water in, put it back and forth a few times. I recorded a video so you'll see that, and then we record the change. Alright, so with my experiment, the reaction took a long time, almost about 5 minutes, and I believe this could have been for a few different reasons. The main reason was I used tap water instead of distilled water. I also did not filter out my vitamin particles like it was suggested, and I had a bit of an issue with the exact measurements for the cornstarch, but overall the experiment did work and it was awesome to see the color change. So, and this is just a quick overview of my experiment. So as you see, I have both of the solutions and I'm pouring them in together, 250 milliliters each. Pouring the first one in, grabbing B, and then I'm grabbing that solution and I'm pouring that in, and here's where I just kind of did where I poured them back and forth trying to mix it. I gave up for a little while and then I did it again because it wasn't really changing, and then kept going and then kind of just let it sit. With mine, I actually was letting it sit for so long because it took so long. I had stopped recording for a second and then it turned blue. So it kind of looks a little weird, but there's the end result, and so it's going to come up. Perfect. Okay. And so what happened in this experiment? So this experiment is called the iodine clock reaction. It's used to show chemical kinetics. Chemical kinetics is the rate of which a chemical process occurs. This experiment was discovered by the scientist Hans Hendrik Landolt in 1886. In this reaction, there were two competing chemical processes going on. First was the hydrogen trying to oxidize the iodine, the iodide back to iodine. And as this occurred, the vitamin C was trying to reduce the iodine back to iodide. Both of these processes were fighting to bring and remove the color to the solution. Eventually, the iodine converted to iodide, which then converted to triiodide, and lastly starch. And the end result of the starch being converted is where the blue color comes in. Mine was more of like a brown, but probably if I left it a little bit longer, it would have been blue. And so some of the reasons why I could have had a little bit more of a longer reaction time was definitely concentration. The temperature, I did boil the water a little bit longer in my first section. The pressure, and it could have been any of the catalysts. And so here are just some end results, and this was a great experiment and I learned a lot, and my mom is actually going to be using this for her class. So thank you. Have a good day.